Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to our channel first. This is the first time I've dumped a whole bunch of videos on you at the same time. AliExpress are having an anniversary sale and they have slashed the prices off of a whole bunch of watches. So I thought it would be rude not to produce a whole bunch of videos as a consequence. So what have we got then? Well, we've got the cheapest 4K high beat automatic movement watch on the market. We've got the cheapest sapphire crystal automatic Rolex Submariner homage on the market, and the cheapest chronograph powered by the fantastic Seiko Mecha Quartz movement on the market. And another cheeky little video recommending two of the Cadisons that I've reviewed on the channel previously. I recommend that you check out all of those videos if you're interested in picking up a Chinese special for not a lot of cash this week. In this video, it's the turn of the Loreo Submariner. Now, I picked mine up just before Christmas. It featured in my Rolex versus homage videos, and it did okay for itself. Now, the prices on these do fluctuate. I think I paid about $80 for this one for an all stainless steel automatic subby homage with sapphire crystal. That's not a bad price at all, is it? Let's flip the camera, have a look at the Loreo. Let's start with a quick look at the listing on AliExpress. I paid $80 for mine. I should have waited. They're now down to $63.99 on this anniversary sale. I will of course leave a link to this listing in the description of the video. You can get this one in pretty much any colour you fancy. There's pink ones, there's leather strap ones, there's IP coated ones, pretty much everything. It's worth having a look at the listing, if nothing other than to marvel at some of the Chinglish on offer. Times are hugely effective, 100% in-kind shooting. I guess that got lost in translation. Now, quite often I refer to these Chinese specials and I say, I'm amazed they didn't just put them in a jiffy bag. Well, they did put the Loreo in a jiffy bag. It didn't actually come in a box. So the classic set of Rolex rip-off dimensions, 40mm in diameter, 13mm thick, 48mm lug tip to lug tip, 20mm lug width, and sized up for my 7-inch wrist on the supplied stainless steel bracelet. This one weighs in at just under 150 grams, so pretty much on that all stainless sports watch sweet spot. So stainless steel case, crown, bezel, stainless steel bracelet with solid links push pins, solid end links in there also. Now the clasp is not a milled clasp, unfortunately, it's just a pressed one. But you've got to expect some compromises for $64, don't you? Now, highly polished mid links, so they veered slightly away from the classic Rolex look with those polished mid links. And we've got a nice Hulk. I opted for the Hulk. I do like these green ones. Aluminium bezel insert, no loon pip on the bezel insert though. And we've got a highly sunburst green dial with a piece of dead flat sapphire crystal covering it. What's that, you say? Is it sapphire, Jody? Good question. So I'm going to test it for you. I've got the trusty Diamond Selector 2 here, one watch which I know is sapphire, my Aura 65, one watch which I know is mineral crystal, the Invicta. Now the Invicta is probably the closest rival to the Loreo. Big advantage of the Loreo at $64 is that it does, or at least it claims to have sapphire. Let's find out, shall we? Now let's put it on the Oris first. Nice strong read, 4 orange bars. It's going crazy, 3 orange bars, okay? Moving on to the Invicta, just about a flicker. Loreo in the middle, and again a nice strong read, exactly the same as the Oris. That'll do for me. Now popping a link, I'll show you the display case back on this one. Rolex style fitment here as well, just advertising the specs. 20 atmosphere, so 200 meters water resistance. We've got a screw down crown, sapphire crystal as noted, all stainless steel construction. Now the movement in this one is not a Seiko or a Miyota, it's a seagull. So you get sapphire on the front, but it's a seagull inside instead. I believe it's an ST16, which is a 21 joule hacking hand winding automatic movement with a 36-hour power reserve. I popped this one in the boxy winders before Christmas though, and it did okay for itself, coming in at an average of about +11, +12 seconds a day. That is perfectly within the same set of tolerance ranges as you would find from a Seiko or a Miyota movement in a watch at the price. And you do get a little bit of lume on the hands and indices for your $64, though not on the bezel as noted earlier. It's okay, nothing outstanding, but again, unfortunately, you can't have everything at this price. And that is the watch sitting on top of my 7-inch wrist. This one comes with a Cyclops, as I'm sure you have already noticed, magnifying the date wheel at the 3 o'clock there. Classic Submariner style proportions. Fits well, it's going to fit the vast majority of people, perhaps down to 6¼ 6½ inch wrists, or up to 8-inch wrists, no problem at all. There were a bunch of spare links included with this one. Decent weight to it, but carries its weight fairly well because the whole thing is stainless steel. And that's it, zoomed out for perspective. I'm glad I went for the green one. I do quite like a bit of colour, just differentiates it from the kind of mundane black ones that everybody seems to go for. There's a reason that everybody and their dog copies these Rolex Submariner style watches. It's because they're so versatile, they're so comfortable, and they do the vast majority of things for the vast majority of people. Moans and niggles. Well, I've probably covered most of them. A lume pip would have been nice. The seagull, you know, it's a trade-off. Sapphire on the front, seagull in the back with a Loreo. You get a Seiko in the back and mineral crystal on the front with an Invicta. Anecdotally, I think this one feels more solid. It's certainly got a bit more weight to it. It feels better put together than the Invicta. But I will admit I haven't worn both of them long term to find out. If you own one of these, please leave me a comment. Let me know how it has been holding up after weeks, months or years on your wrist. But if you've been eyeing this one up at $80, now's your chance to buy one for less than that, $64 for the Loreo during Ali's anniversary madness sale. So there you have it. If you just can't stand having an Invicta on your wrist, the Loreo, I think, is not a bad option for around $70 US. Now, you don't get the surety and the confidence that comes from a watch with a Miyota or a Seiko movement, so there is a bit of a risk there with that seagull in the Loreo. You balance that out though against the fact that this one has sapphire crystal, and if you're a bit of a rough and tumble guy, if you're inclined to whack your watches off of various surfaces, Sapphire, in my humble opinion anyway, is a must. Don't forget to check out the other videos if you're keen on picking up a Chinese special this week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in another one of those.